Ladies, let me tell you something straight. In a world full of temporary attention, fake promises, and men who only show up when it benefits them, when you find a man who does ties for you, you hold on tight. Because a real man doesn't just tell you he loves you, he proves it with his actions. And if you let him go, you may never find another like him again. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what those actions are and why they matter more than words ever could. When a man truly values you, you'll notice it in the little things he does, the details that most people overlook. See, love is rarely proven by grand gestures or big speeches. It's shown in the quiet consistency of everyday actions. When he puts you first, even in the smallest of ways, it's because you matter to him on a level deeper than words. He's not just trying to impress you for a season. He's showing you that your happiness is his priority. That right there is rare. Think about this. If you're walking together and he naturally positions himself on the side closer to traffic, he's not doing it for recognition. He's doing it because protecting you is instinct to him. If you mention once, even in passing, that you like your coffee a certain way, and days later he remembers it, that's not just attentiveness, it's care. These small things might not seem like much in the moment, but when a man repeatedly chooses you in these subtle ways, it tells you everything about how he feels. Here's the truth. Anybody can buy flowers on Valentine's Day, but not everybody notices when you're stressed and offers to take a little weight off your shoulders. Anybody can compliment you when you're dressed up, but not everybody pauses to tell you you're beautiful in your most natural state. When he pays attention to those moments, he's telling you, I see you. And when someone sees you like that, don't take it lightly. A man who puts you first in small things is showing you how he will handle the bigger things. If he respects your time by being on time, he'll respect your life by being consistent. If he chooses to listen to you, even when it's something simple, he'll stand beside you when the conversations get heavy. Those little seeds he plants are the roots of a love that lasts. And I know what some of you might be thinking. But shouldn't this just be the bare minimum? Sure, it should be. But let's be honest. How often do you really see it? How many people out there give just enough to keep you around, but not enough to make you feel secure? That's why when you meet a man who goes beyond convenience, who puts you first not because he has to, but because he wants to, you don't dismiss that. You'll notice, too, that it doesn't come from a place of obligation. He's not keeping score. He's not doing it so you owe him something later. He does it because that's who he is when he's with you. He's intentional. And when someone's intentional, you feel it in your soul. You stop questioning where you stand because his actions keep answering it for you. It's easy to get caught up in words, but words fade. It's actions that stay. The man who makes sure you're okay before he's okay, who checks in not because it's convenient, but because it's important. That's not normal. That's exceptional. And when you find it, when you see it, when you feel it, don't let it slip through your fingers, because a man who puts you first in small things is showing you how big his heart really is. When a man truly cares for you, you'll feel it in the peace he brings into your life. Love isn't meant to feel like a battlefield where you're constantly defending yourself, second, guessing his intentions, or bracing for the next argument. The right man doesn't come in to disturb your world. He comes in to protect it. He becomes a safe place, not another storm. That's how you know he's different. Think about it. Anybody can say they care for you, but if his presence brings you more anxiety than assurance, then words don't mean a thing. When a man protects your peace, you notice that being with him doesn't exhaust you. It refuels you. You can breathe around him. You don't feel like you're walking on eggshells or trying to be perfect just to be accepted. Instead, you feel free, comfortable, and unjudged. That's priceless. Peace is powerful. It's what allows you to grow, to love fully, to rest without fear. And when a man understands that his role in your life isn't to control you or compete with you, but to add to your calm, he becomes more than just a partner. he becomes your anchor. The way he speaks to you, the way he handles disagreements, even the way he supports you when life gets overwhelming, all of it shows whether he's protecting your peace or disturbing it. You'll notice it in the little things. When you're upset, he doesn't dismiss you or make you feel like you're overreacting. Instead, he listens, he tries to understand, and he works with you to find common ground. When you're stressed, he doesn't pile more pressure on your shoulders. He looks for ways to lighten the load, even if it's something as simple as giving you space, running an errand, or just being present. That's how a man protects your peace, by choosing to care for your emotional world as much as your physical one. And here's what makes it rare. Too many people confuse passion with chaos. They think constant drama, shouting matches, or emotional games mean that love is strong, but real love doesn't have to hurt to be real. Real love doesn't drain you, it doesn't rob you of joy, and it doesn't leave you questioning your worth. Real love feels steady. Real love feels safe. Protecting your peace doesn't mean he'll always agree with you, or that there won't be challenges. It means even when there's conflict, he handles it with respect. He doesn't tear you down with his words, he doesn't throw your vulnerabilities back in your face, and he doesn't walk away just to prove a point. Instead, he fights for the relationship, not against you. That's the kind of maturity that keeps love alive. Ask yourself this when you think about him. Do you feel anxious, or do you feel calm? Do you feel drained after being with him, or do you feel stronger? The answers to those questions tell you everything you need to know. Because a man who protects your peace is a man who's building a foundation for the future. He knows that love isn't just about excitement in the beginning, it's about stability over time. When you find someone who makes your life lighter, not heavier, who brings clarity instead of confusion, who gives you peace instead of pain, that's not something you stumble upon every day. That's something worth holding on to, because a man who protects your peace is a man who protects your heart. Respect is the foundation of every lasting relationship, and when a man respects your boundaries and your voice, he's showing you the highest form of love. See, anybody can say, "I love you," but if his actions constantly push past your limits, if he ignores the things you've made clear matter to you, then that's not love. It's control. A man who truly values you doesn't try to shape you into what he wants. He honors who you are and creates space for you to feel safe in being yourself. Boundaries aren't walls. They're not there to keep love out. They're there to protect your peace, your values, and your sense of self. And a man who understands that will never make you feel guilty for setting them. Instead of saying, "You're too much," or "You're asking for too much," he'll say, "I hear you, and I respect what you need." That's rare, because so many people are quick to dismiss or minimize what doesn't align with their own desires. But the man worth holding on to listens differently. He listens to understand, not just to respond. Respecting your voice means he takes your thoughts and opinions seriously. When you speak, he doesn't brush it off or talk over you. He values your perspective, even if it's different from his own, because he sees you as a partner, not someone to control. Think about how powerful that is. To be in a relationship where your words carry weight, where your voice matters, where your feelings aren't just acknowledged, but considered in every decision. That's what mutual respect looks like. And it's not just about the big conversations either. It's about the little ones. If you say you need time alone, he gives it. If you say a certain joke or comment makes you uncomfortable, he doesn't repeat it just to prove a point. If you express that something hurts you, he doesn't call you sensitive. He listens, he adjusts, he grows. Because respect isn't about perfection, it's about effort. It's about showing every single day that your feelings matter. When a man respects your boundaries, he's telling you, "I see your worth, and I don't need to cross lines to feel powerful. I want you to feel safe with me, not small." And when he respects your voice, he's telling you, "I want to know you. I want to hear you. I value who you are as much as what you bring." That's not weakness on his part. That's strength. That's a man secure enough in himself to honor the person beside him. Without respect, love becomes fragile. Without respect, trust crumbles. You can have attraction, you can have chemistry, you can even have history, but if you don't have respect, you'll never have peace. That's why, when you find a man who protects your boundaries and elevates your voice, you're seeing one of the clearest signs of a love that can last. Because a man who respects your boundaries and your voice is a man who respects your soul. Anybody can say, I love you, but love isn't measured by words, it's measured by presence. A man who truly cares for you invests his time, not just his promises. He shows up. He prioritizes you. And that's something you can't fake, because time is the one thing we can never get back. Where a man spends his time reveals exactly where his heart is. Think about it. It doesn't take much effort to send a quick text when it's convenient or drop in when there's nothing better to do. But it takes intentionality to carve out time, to make space in a busy schedule, to choose you when distractions are pulling from every direction. That's the difference between convenience and commitment. When a man invests his time in you, he's saying, you are not an option, you are a priority. And here's the truth. Anyone can buy gifts, anyone can make big promises about the future, but the greatest gift he can give you is his time, because that's him giving you a piece of his life he can never get back. That's real investment. That's real love. You'll notice it in how he checks in on you, not just when it's easy, but when it's hard. You'll notice it when he sits with you in silence just to be near you, or when he shows up for the little things in your life that most people overlook. A man who invests his time isn't perfect, but he's consistent. And consistency is what builds trust. It's what allows you to relax in the relationship, knowing you don't have to chase his attention or question his priorities, because his actions answer those questions every day. He doesn't just tell you that you're important, he shows it. Some men hide behind excuses like, I'm just busy, or I'll make it up to you later. And sure, life gets busy for everyone. But the difference is this: when you matter to someone, they'll make time, not excuses. No one is too busy for what they truly value. So when a man goes out of his way to be present with you, to spend quality time with you, to share his life with you, that's love speaking louder than words ever could. And it's not about the grand, elaborate dates or expensive outings. It's about the small, everyday moments he chooses to share with you. Sitting down to have dinner together, taking a walk just to talk, making space for your laughter, your stories, your presence. That's where intimacy is built. That's where love grows roots. Those moments are what you'll remember years later. Not the empty promises, but the consistent presence. So ask yourself this: does he make you feel like a priority, or do you constantly feel like you're waiting for your turn? Because the man who invests his time in you isn't leaving you guessing. He's not giving you just the leftovers of his energy. He's intentional with you. And that kind of consistency is priceless, because it proves that his love isn't based on convenience. It's based on commitment, because a man who invests his time is a man who invests his heart. One of the clearest signs that a man is truly for you is how he responds to your growth. See, the wrong kind of man will feel threatened when you rise. He'll feel insecure when you succeed, and instead of clapping for you, he'll compete with you. But the right man, the man worth never letting go, celebrates your growth. He doesn't just tolerate your success, he embraces it, because he understands that your win is also his win. That kind of man doesn't see your strength as a challenge to his masculinity. He sees it as a blessing, as something that makes the relationship stronger. When you achieve something, whether it's big or small, he's the first one smiling, the first one proud, the first one telling you, I knew you could do it. That kind of support isn't surface level. It comes from a place of deep security. A man who celebrates your growth is a man who's secure enough in who he is that he doesn't need to shrink you in order to feel tall. Think about it. How many relationships have fallen apart because one person started to grow and the other person couldn't handle it? Instead of encouraging, they criticized. Instead of supporting, they created tension. That's not love, that's fear. Love is never about dimming someone else's light so yours can shine brighter. Love is about making room for both of you to shine together. When a man truly loves you, he'll encourage you to go after your dreams, even if it means he has to adjust or sacrifice for a season. He won't guilt you for pursuing your goals. He won't make you feel like you have to choose between love and growth. Instead, he'll stand beside you, cheering you on, sometimes even pushing you further than you thought you could go. That's the kind of partnership that lasts. And here's the beauty of it. When he celebrates your growth, he's showing you that he's invested in the long game. Because growth doesn't always look glamorous. Sometimes it means late nights, hard work, setbacks, and struggles. But if he's still there in the trenches, encouraging you, believing in you, and reminding you of your worth when you forget it, that's rare. That's real. That's love in action. The wrong man will make you feel guilty for shining too bright, but the right man will adjust his crown while helping you fix yours. He's not jealous of the spotlight on you. He's proud to stand next to you in it. And that's how you know his love isn't about ego. It's about partnership. It's about building something stronger together than either of you could build alone. So when you find a man who doesn't just love you as you are, but also loves you enough to see who you can become, don't take that for granted. Because that's not just a man who's in love with you today. That's a man who's ready to grow with you tomorrow. Because a man who celebrates your growth is a man who will never be afraid of your greatness. Love is not just about what a man says behind closed doors or how he acts when everyone's watching. It's about consistency. A man who truly loves you will love you loudly in public and gently in private. That means his affection isn't hidden when others are around, and it isn't harsh when the spotlight fades. He's the same man with you when the world is watching as he is when it's just the two of you. That's how you know his love is real. Public love isn't about being showy or putting on a performance. It's not about posting pictures for likes or trying to prove something to strangers. It's about making you feel honored, seen, and claimed. When he holds your hand in public, when he introduces you with pride, when he makes it clear that you're his partner and not a secret, that's his way of saying, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of us. That kind of confidence speaks volumes because it tells you he's not ashamed to love you out loud. But here's the balance. Love that's loud in public should also be tender in private. Because what good is a man who praises you in front of others, but belittles you when you're alone? What good is a man who posts about how much he loves you, but never listens to your heart when it's just the two of you? Real love is proven in private moments, the ones no one else sees. It's in the way he talks to you when you're upset, the way he comforts you when you're overwhelmed, the way he chooses kindness over pride when he could have chosen silence or anger. A man who loves you gently in private understands that vulnerability is sacred. He doesn't use your weaknesses against you, and he doesn't make you feel small when you're at your lowest. Instead, he leans in. He speaks life over you. He makes sure that his words heal, not harm. That kind of gentleness is strength. It takes far more courage to love with patience and kindness than it does to love with ego and control. And here's where many people get it wrong. They think love is just about the highlight moments, the trips, the gifts, the public displays. But the truth is, love is built in the quiet, ordinary moments. It's built when he's sitting with you at the end of a long day, asking how you really feel. It's built when he notices you're carrying something heavy and offers to share the load. It's built when he chooses grace in the middle of frustration. Those are the moments that define a relationship. Those are the moments that make you realize, this man truly loves me. The beauty of a man who loves you loudly in public and gently in private is that you never have to wonder where you stand. You don't have to question his intentions or his loyalty because his actions keep answering the question for you. He's consistent. He's steady. He's true. And when you find someone like that, you've found something that doesn't come around often. Because a man who loves you loudly in public and gently in private is a man who will never make you doubt that his love is real.